Hello basketball fans and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most anticipated matchups in the 2025 FIBA Asia Cup, the quarterfinal clash between Gilas Pilipinas and the two-time defending champions, Australia. It's the classic David versus Goliath showdown, a game loaded with strategy, heart, and maybe even a little bit of history in the making. So sit back, relax, and let's break down the key factors that could make this game unforgettable. First, let's set the scene. Gilas comes into this matchup riding the high of an incredible overtime win against host Saudi Arabia. Justin Brownlee, our ever reliable hero, nailed a game-tying three-pointer with just 8.4 seconds left in regulation, sending the game into overtime and igniting a wave of hope across the Philippines. In overtime, the team held their nerve, battled through fatigue, and sealed the win to secure a spot in the quarterfinals. That victory wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Now, across the court, Australia stands tall literally and figuratively. They're the heavy favorites, undefeated so far in this tournament, and they've been the gold standard of Asia Cup basketball for years. They have depth, size, discipline, and the confidence of a team that knows how to win on the biggest stage. And here's another layer. This is the first time these two nations have faced each other since the infamous 2018 brawl during the World Cup qualifiers. If you've followed Philippine basketball for a while, you know that moment is burned into our memories. And while the teams have moved on, the history lingers in the background. So, what will it take for Gilas to shock the world? Let's talk about the first big factor: defense. Throughout the tournament, Gilas has had a real weakness guarding the perimeter. In 6 games, we've allowed opponents to hit at least 10 triples per game, and they've done it at an alarming 42.3% clip. That's not just bad luck, it's slow rotations, getting lost off the ball, and failing to stick to shooters. Against a team like Australia, who move the ball with surgical precision and punish the smallest mistake, that's a recipe for disaster. If we're gonna compete, perimeter defense has to be the #1 priority. The second key factor: the rise of Kevin Quiambao. With Calvin often sidelined, Coach Tim Cohn turned to Quiambao, and he delivered in a big way against Saudi Arabia: 17 points, 3 rebounds, and outstanding efficiency. He's not just a scorer, he's a floor spacing shooter at nearly 37% from deep, a smart cutter, and a willing passer. In other words, he's the kind of player who can swing momentum with a single stretch of hot play. Against Australia's size and discipline, Quiambao's versatility could be a game changer. Now, we can't talk about Gilas without talking about Justin Brownlee. He's our go-to guy, our offensive anchor, and one of the best players in this tournament, currently the third leading scorer in the Asia Cup at 23.3 points per game, with elite shooting efficiency. But Australia knows this too. They will likely throw everything at him: tight man-to-man coverage, defensive switches, even double teams to force the ball out of his hands. The challenge for Gilas is finding ways to get Brownlee open and giving him the space to work. That means off-ball screens, smart spacing, and quick passes to catch the defense off balance. Of course, Brownlee can't do it alone. For Gilas to have a real shot, we need offensive balance. Quiambao will have to step up again. Mar Fajardo must dominate inside with his strength and footwork, and Chris Newsom's mid-range game will be crucial. This can't be a one-man show. If Australia can key in on just 1 or 2 players, they'll shut us down. But if we keep the offense unpredictable, we can keep them on their heels. Then there's team cohesion, the glue that holds everything together. When Gilas is at their best, the ball moves quickly, the passes are sharp, and everyone's involved. During the qualifiers, we averaged over 24 assists per game, which speaks to how effective our triangle offense can be. But turnovers have been our Achilles heel. 17 against Chinese Taipei, 19 against the Macau Black Bears. Numbers like that can kill you against a top-tier opponent. Against Australia, every possession is precious. We can't afford to give them easy, fast break points off sloppy passes. So, what's the formula? Defend the perimeter like your life depends on it. Keep Kevin Quiambao aggressive and confident. Make sure Justin Brownlee gets the touches he needs, but also keep the scoring load balanced. Move the ball, trust the offense, and take care of it. And maybe, just maybe, we can pull off the upset that would send shockwaves through the tournament. At the end of the day, this is more than just basketball. It's about pride, about representing the flag, and about showing that Filipino basketball is not just about heart, it's about skill, discipline, and the willingness to take on giants without fear. The odds may not be in our favor, but history has a funny way of rewarding those who believe. So, whether you're watching from the stands, from home, or from halfway across the world, get ready. Because when Gilas Pilipinas steps on that court against Australia, it's not just a game, it's a battle. And sometimes battles are where legends are born.